What's going on, Seaport? It's Pac-Man Jones with Savannah Seaport News. Now I got an update for the last homicide of 2017. Well, Savannah Police Department has identified a 50-year-old suspect by the name of Deborah Garner in the fatal shooting of Eric Jenkins, who age was 38, that died on December 30th of 2017. Now, they identified Deborah Garner as the shooter, and on February 28th, she was located and taken into custody by the Fort Knox military police. So she fled to Kentucky, Fort Knox, that's just south of Louisville. And Violent Crimes Unit detectives traveled to Kentucky to serve Garner her murder warrant, and with the assistance of the U.S. Marshal Service and the Louisville Metro Police Department, she will be extradited to Chatham County Detention Center at a later date. And also, I got to give an update for the last homicide that happened on Savannah State University campus, where police arrested 19-year-old Philip Burke Sunday in the shooting that killed 20-year-old Khalil Clark on the Savannah State campus. University Police Chief James Barnell says neither Clark or Burke were students at the university, and the university says Clark suffered several gunshot wounds and died at the hospital. Barnell credits and suspects identification to new enhancements of the campus surveillance system and a new school safety app called Live Safe. And now that they have the alleged shooter or killer of Khalil Clark, now they just have to work on the motive or the reasoning behind why was he killed on the campus, and why was he there on the campus when both of them shouldn't have been on that campus in the first place. But one of them had a reason, the other one, the shooter, we just got to see why was he on that campus in the first place, and what was his motivation or his reasoning behind taking Khalil Clark's life. But any other updates for this when this goes to trial, I'll keep y'all posted as always. And then my last piece of news, well, actually, I'm going to run these two stories together, but there has been new ordinance set for marijuana possession that will come in effect for July the 1st. Now, I actually talked about this in another video. I'm not going to run down everything that I talked about. If you want to see that video that I talked about decriminalization of marijuana, I'll put that link in the description. I ain't going to too much reiterate things that I talked about on that video, but pretty much first-time offenders will get $150 fine if they were caught with less than an ounce of marijuana. And also, if you're a first-time offender, there's no arrest. You won't get arrested. Allegedly, supposedly, you won't get arrested. And also, any other subsequent citations would be determined by the court, and 20% of the fine revenue would be designated by the city towards a drug treatment facility or program. And also, what the city has done, the city is suspending the crime-free housing after 18 years. Under Savannah's crime-free housing program, the Savannah Chatham Police Department set up policies for rental property managers to use in denying housing to people with certain criminal backgrounds in an attempt to protect residents. Now, Savannah adopted the program in 2000, and at least 20 apartment complexes in Chatham County have been certified as participants in the program, according to the city officials. Now, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development has also issued new guidance in 2016 stating that use of criminal histories by providers or operators of housing could be considered discriminatory. Discriminatory housing policies allowed for blanket and lifetime bans and prevented individuals who have paid their debts for prior convictions from having a place to live. Also, areas of concern cited by the groups included policies that denied housing to someone with an open warrant, someone who had been on probation or parole in the past 10 years, someone with a non-violent felony conviction from the past 10 years, and someone with a misdemeanor conviction from the past 5 years. In addition, the groups found fault with a policy in which police sent arrest notifications letters to landlords and property managers at some 250 rental properties if one of their tenants is arrested. As a result, the groups contended the program could bar a 75-year-old applicant with a criminal history from when he was a teenager, or it could also block someone who was convicted of a driving with a expired license and impact those who have not been convicted of a crime. Also, the program suspension comes after owners and managers of a Garden City apartment complex and Garden City officials recently agreed to pay $112,000 to settle a suit initiated by the Savannah Chatham County Fair Housing Council that challenged a ban of tenants having criminal records within 99 years. And I ran those two together, with the marijuana and fair housing, together for a reason, because a lot of young adults, or the youth of Savannah, a lot of them get arrested easily for misdemeanor charges, simple battery, possession of marijuana, just a lot of things that you could get arrested for. Even when you go to the website, a lot of those people that are arrested are young adults. And some of them are marijuana users, marijuana possession. Quite often when you read down the Chatham County Detention Center bookings list, you'll see marijuana use, marijuana possession, what have you. And getting caught with marijuana, and you have to go to court. And I'm so happy that they actually set these ordinances, because they should have did this about 8 or 10 years ago, because a lot of blacks in the city of Savannah get arrested for weed possession. I have, keep it real with you, I have. And something like this, it has really affected my life. It stopped me from getting houses, apartments, places to live. It really changed your life. Just having a simple conviction on your record, even a little misdemeanor. The crime-free housing in Savannah, they're really tough. On certain misdemeanors, they'll let you pass, but if it's drugs, they'll say absolutely not, because they feel like, for most of the places that I talk to, they feel like if you're a drug offender, they feel like that you're going to bring more dope and drugs in their neighborhoods, in their communities. And not only just the drugs things, but just any other crimes, if it's violent or non-violent. Now, if you're a sex offender, that's a whole different story. You have to be registered. But in certain cases, some people get charged, and I don't want to go in full detail, but some people get charged with a sex offense, and sometimes the trial didn't go right, or what have you. But I just feel like Savannah is going in a better step, because a lot of the youth, like I said, is suffering from getting arrested for petty offenses. And not only that, but trying to get a house, trying to get an apartment, trying to get a job is really hard when you tell somebody, yeah, I've been arrested 4 years ago. 4 years? What, you've been arrested 4 years ago for what? Oh, well, for drug use. Or I've been arrested for assault, this and that. Some places will work with you. The job I work at, they work with just about anybody, but I can't say that for every job, because I had another job that, like I said, this affects everybody, and it affects me too. And I'm just be real with y'all. I had another job that I could have had last year that was paying, at the time I would have made more at this other job. And the interview went well. She said I was the best person that she talked to, but when I was explaining to her about my background and what I've been arrested for, everything got kind of silent, and I didn't hear anything back, and at all, no contact, no anything. And it's all because of your background. And a lot of young kids don't notice, because when they get out of high school, they just feel like I can just do what I want. You gotta live life, of course, but you can't do everything illegal. You got to do things the right way. And and a lot of the youth, they get caught up, they do something wrong, and one wrong thing can prohibit you from getting access to certain things. So I'm just really glad that this is pretty much being thrown out the way, because it really hurts a lot of people. Not even just black people. It hurts a lot of people who I think I said this before, but even if I pay my debt to society, I shouldn't feel like I shouldn't be double punished. I shouldn't be punished again if I already spent my time in jail, or if I spent, my fine money. You get fines and you have to pay restitution and all this stuff. I shouldn't feel like I have to be double punished by the state or by the jail or by prison and then be punished by society or be punished by being denied by not getting the house or having the land that I want because of my background. And yeah, it's just one of those things that I think America has always struggled with, backgrounds and, who gets what because of what they've done in their past. And, it's something that needs to get eliminated pretty much all over the nation. But that's all the news that I have for right now. I know this kind of ran a little bit long. I just wanted to give the update for the 2 homicides that happened. But that's all for right now. It's Pac-Man Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and stay blessed, Seaport.